say there's a couple of key trends that the industry needs to be looking out for at the moment. So identity is a huge trend. I can talk a little bit more about that in a moment. Second to that, I would say supply chain. So a big lot of regulation is now starting to put a lot more focus on supply chain. So being able to control and understand your supply chain, I think, is going to be a huge trend that we're seeing a big uptick of over the coming years. I've got a couple of blogs coming out to this point actually as well. So I think second to identity, which is huge to everyone in any and every different sector. And the supply chain side of things, I think if I were to say one more, my last one there would probably be data. And that's a really broad brush. There's a lot that can come into data. So whether that's data governance, data sovereignty, control of data, understanding your data, anonymizing data. I think they're both trends and threats. If I'm being honest with you, I'm trying to avoid kind of the buzzwords of AI. And I know AI is going to probably be in there for anyone else who is answering the question, but I think behind all of that, if you peel away the layers from something like AI as a technology, you're still left with identity, you're still left with data. So moving into 2026, there's a lot of regulation, especially in financial services, but actually across the cyber industry as a whole, that is going to leave you in a position where you really need to be able to properly identify and manage your supply chain. And that's not just your direct supply chain, that's going to be your third party, your fourth party, end party supply chain. Being able to get a good understanding and a holistic view of that supply chain, where the crossovers are, where the weak points are, where you think you may have resilience and actually it turns out that you don't have resilience. I think that's going to be really key. And the last one, data, that I could talk for hours on, but to try and keep it succinct for you, data underpins everything. Whether that's financial data, whether that's personally identifiable information, whether that's just the data that you hold on your employees. Everyone has got tons of data. No one wants data. No one wants the responsibility of data. No one wants the governance that comes with it, but we're all inherently just absorbing and creating so much more data. So being able to correctly classify your data, understand what your data is, understand things like ROT, so your redundant, obsolete, trivial data, knowing, again, the cost of storing that data, how you're going to secure that data, who has access to it. My analogy there is, if you walked into a warehouse, you're floor to ceiling with boxes, and it's a mix of, your life in all of those boxes. You've got purchase orders over here, you've got resumes. First and foremost, you need to be able to organise all of that, put a label on all of those boxes so you know what they are. Then once you can actually understand that, then you can start to apply proper controls, due diligence, DLP, whatever it may well be, classification, labeling, tagging, and then you can start to do something meaningful with that data. And I think that's going to be really key moving into 2026.